Welcome everybody to the Redbird Holistic Channel. I'm Bob.
And I'm Kelly, and today we are going to talk about something very simple that we all do as soon as we're born, and you do it every single day, a lot of times unconsciously.
Well, that's good because you don't have to think about doing this.
You don't.
No.
Today we're going to talk about breathing.
Breathing and breath work specifically.
Breathing and breath work specifically, deep breathing techniques.
Yes, so this is like intentional breathing.
Exactly. So we do all breathe. You know, we all take breaths in and breaths out, but are you conscious ever about how you breathe?
Not always, no.
Not always.
A lot of times I find myself holding my breath.
Me too, especially when you're stressed or nervous or anxious about anything.
And those are the worst times to hold your breath.
They really
it's like
are.
when you're in pain, when you're stressed, when you're nervous, that's when you need to breathe the most.
Exactly, and that's when deep breathing exercises are going to give you the most benefit, is in those times of stress.
Yeah, and if you practice them regularly or routinely, then when it comes those times, then you're just going to fall into it automatically.
Exactly. When you have those moments of stress, if you can take even 5 minutes out of your day, or even as a regular practice.
Or just real quick, because you know what everybody says, it's like, take a breath, take a deep breath. So just stop. Take a big deep breath, do 2, 3, 4, get that blood moving, get the oxygen in there.
Yeah, your Apple Watch knows.
It does. Mine tells me all the time.
If you have an Apple Watch, you'll notice that it tells you all the time to take some deep breaths, and that's a great benefit of having that tool, is it will remind you, periodically throughout the day to stop and do some nice breathing exercises.
Yeah, or you could set reminders on your phone for certain times of the day where you know you're not going to be busy, because all of us know when we're pretty much going to have downtime.
Right.
Like after dinner, before when you get up in the morning, before you go to bed.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, where you can just do like 5 to 20 minutes worth of breathing, just to kind of get yourself and your parasympathetic nervous system kicked in. That's when most healing and growth takes place.
Right. So you'll find if you can incorporate some deep breathing techniques into your everyday life, that you will feel better, be less stressed, be able to handle stressful situations a lot better. So we're just going to talk really quickly about some of the benefits of deep breathing exercises, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, it does decrease stress. It helps to lower your blood pressure. It stimulates the lymphatic system. Mm-hmm. It also improves digestion, lowers your blood pressure.
It slows your heart rate.
Right. It also helps to decrease depression.
Yeah, it can actually decrease
depression
and improve your mood.
Yeah.
And in case you don't know what the lymphatic system does, it clears all the toxins out of your system. Mm-hmm. So that's a good thing to have working good.
It's a very good thing to have working good.
I know that sometimes when have a pain somewhere, I will consciously send my breath to that area.
Right. Well, you can kind of see examples of that with childbirth, things like that. If anyone's ever gone through natural childbirth, the breath is a very big tool in dealing with that pain.
Yes.
And if you're stressed out, or if you've had a panic situation, your mom always said, take a couple deep breaths. It really does help calm you down and help just kind of your nervous system chill out just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And do its thing.
Yeah, and do its thing. So we're going to give you guys 3 examples of some deep breathing techniques that are super easy to do, that you can kind of incorporate in your daily life.
Yeah, first off, we're going to talk about different types of breath, and this is called it's a belly deep or diaphragmatic breath.
Yeah, diaphragmatic breath.
A diaphragmatic breath is like, because if you notice when you're breathing, you can put your hand on your chest and you can put your hand on your stomach, and if you can feel whichever one rises, usually most of us breathe from our chest, which is up top.
Yep.
And you can feel your hand move.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. That's a move. It's like,
because most people take shallow breaths when they breathe, and we want you to try to, when you're doing deep breathing exercises, we want you to try to breathe more in your diaphragm instead of up top in your chest.
Right. So it takes a little bit of thinking and a little bit of training if you're not used to it, but you can actually breathe from the bottom, and your chest will not move.
Right.
Your stomach will. See how my shoulders don't really raise?
Right. So if you put your hand here and one hand on your diaphragm here, you want to breathe into this lower hand, basically.
Yeah, concentrate on blowing that hand out.
Right. So you're going to breathe in through your nose. And sometimes too, I even make, kind of that noise, that breathing noise. It helps me focus a little bit on my breath.
Right.
So you're going to breathe in. So you're really trying to breathe into this bottom hand. And this hand is just a reminder to help you remember you're not breathing in through the top here, you're breathing in through the bottom hand. So if you can kind of do that, for a few minutes, you'll really notice a difference.
Yeah, and one of the benefits of doing diaphragmatic breathing is you're filling your whole lung with air.
Exactly.
And a lot of times when we just breathe in the top part of our lungs, then pollutants like to settle down in the bottom part of your lungs. And if you're not getting anything or circulation motivating that stuff to get out, it's just staying there and stagnating. And so it's not really a good thing.
Right, and you can also, this kind of the same principle is try expanding your rib cage as you breathe. So instead of doing this, you're still going to breathe the same. It's just you want to feel your rib cage expanding out and then contracting in when you exhale. So if you want to inhale and feel your rib cage get big, and then you're going to exhale and kind of feel your rib cage contract. That's another good way to kind of do that deep diaphragmatic breathing, is to concentrate on your rib cage expanding in and out.
When you start doing the deep diaphragmatic breathing, you may notice you get a little lightheaded. It's everything that's moving around in your lungs and getting out of your system. So
right. So if you do feel a little lightheaded, that's normal. Don't let it freak you out.
And just the more you do it, the less that's going to happen.
Exactly.
And a lot of people will call it hyperventilating, but it's actually you're just getting rid of stuff.
Yeah, hyperventilating is more short breaths. Through, it's like you're
like
not
that.
getting enough breath.
Yeah.
So if you do feel a little, see some little stars, or, while you're starting your deep breathing exercises,
Then that's a good time to stop.
it is a good time to stop and just return to some normal breathing.
Right.
And your body will get used to it.
Yes.
As you continue.
And eventually,
your
as you
practice.
keep going, that won't happen.
Right. So you want to talk about connected breathing next?
Yeah, I usually do connected breathing in the mornings before I get out of bed. It kind of helps me to get balanced and ready for the day. And what connected breathing is usually when we breathe, we have a natural cycle that where we inhale, we pause, we exhale, we pause. Connected breathing, usually you don't pause. You just go straight from your inhale to your exhale. And you do that for about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. And it just kind of resets everything. It's like unplugging, the computer and plugging it back in.
Right.
So
it's basically kind of like a floating breath. So you're going to inhale.
yeah, it's a very gentle breath, but you want to do it deeply.
Right.
And you want to kind of, what I do is I usually do a phrase in my mind when I
Okay.
breathe in, kind of like I breathe in the light, I breathe out the dark. And it's like the same amount of time. So when I'm breathing, it's like, I recite that into my head, and then it's like about 3 to 5 beats. So
Okay. It's probably good to have a little mantra or something, I sometimes think of it as breathing in the good air and you're exhaling out the bad air, or you're breathing in good energy.
Different way of saying
you're
what I said then,
Yeah,
so.
exactly. It's the same. But, however you can, identify with that. would
or
be
just
good.
count.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. But it's kind of more of a floating breath.
Yeah.
You're breathing in and you're breathing out.
It's continuous, no pause.
And breathing out. Yeah. So kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's just an easy one. Like I said, I do that in the morning every morning just because it kind of resets me and gets me in a really awesome mood.
It's a good way to start your day.
It is a good way to start my way. It beats the heck out of coffee. I still love my coffee
You
though.
still love your coffee.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay, so the last one we want to talk to you about is a little bit more complicated, but it's also a nice practice. It's called alternate nostril breathing, and a lot of yoga practices use this type of breathing. It's called Nadi Shodhana in yoga. Did you know that?
Nadi
Nadi
Shodhana.
So basically the concept of this is you're going to close off one nostril while you inhale, and then exhale out of the same nostril, and then alternate breathing from one nostril in the other. What it does is it helps connect the two hemispheres of the brain. The two hemispheres of the brain work on two different wiring systems, basically. So this helps connect the two hemispheres of the brain and helps you feel a little bit more centered.
Ooh, I like centered.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk Bob through
It's also good for cardiovascular too.
cardiovascular health, and
Good.
it's good for headaches also.
Well, there you go.
So if you have chronic headaches, this one is good breathing practice for that as well. So I'm going to talk Bob through it, and as he demonstrates for us. Okay?
Okay.
So you can pick either side that you want to do, and we do it the super simple way. Some yoga instructors will have you put, these 2 fingers on your forehead and use your 2 fingers, like this. I have really small hands. Some people use these 2 fingers to close off, but I use these 2.
I just feel like a dork doing that.
So we're gonna hang loose with these 2 fingers.
These 2.
Super easy.
Thumb and pinky.
So first what you're gonna do is exhale. And then you're going to close off one side. Breathe in through the left nostril. And you're going to close the other side and exhale through the right nostril. Then you're going to breathe in through the right. Switch sides. Exhale left. Breathe in left. Switch sides. Exhale right. Breathe in right. Switch sides. Exhale left. Breathe in left. Switch sides. Exhale right. Breathe in right. Switch sides. Exhale left. Breathe in left. Switch sides. Exhale right. Breathe in right. And exhale left. So you kind of want to start, you want to inhale with the opposite side in the beginning that you're going to exhale with when you're ending.
Right, so start with one side, end with the other.
Right, exactly. So basically what you're going to do is inhale, switch, exhale,
Inhale.
breathe in, switch, exhale, breathe in, switch, exhale. So you're breathing in just one time the first time on one side, and then you're switching and then exhaling and inhaling on the second side. Does that make sense?
Made sense to me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to take some practice though.
It is going to take some practice.
Because even though I know what I'm doing, I still screwed up. So.
And that's okay. Yeah.
It's all right to screw up.
Right.
We
It
are
totally
human.
is. We are human. And if you start to feel dizzy or anything like that, if you start to panic, like you're not getting enough oxygen when you're trying this for the first couple of times, just drop your hand and resume your normal breathing, and then maybe try to pick it up again.
Yeah, but how often do you want? I mean, how many times a day?
I would think maybe once a day would be a good practice to start with. Try, 5 to 10 minutes a day. If you can do that.
If you can do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Do whatever works for you, basically, is what I'm saying. So, you
Yeah.
know, and if you feel like you can do it 1, 2, 3 times a day, do it 1, 2, 3 times a day. You want to do it for 5 minutes, do it for 5. You want to do it for 10, do it for 10.
Yeah, you just have to listen to your own body and, take cues from your own body and see what works best for you.
Yeah, because that's what, the mantra should be. Whatever works best for you is what you should do.
Exactly.
That's my t-shirt now.
I like it.
Okay, cool.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. We do hope that these easy breathing techniques will be beneficial to you and hope that it is a good part of your daily practice.
Yeah, daily routine and practice. Make it a ritual.
So thank you so much for joining us today. We hope that you try any one of these simple breathing techniques to try to incorporate them into your daily life, and maybe they will help you feel healthier and less stressed.
Always remember to be kind to yourself.
And breathe deep and live well.
Yeah, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.